Here we go for the slate. It's very exciting. I'm literally a mess here, geeking out on all the stat projections and everything. As yesterday's sheet showed, there was a couple plays that you had to pick out. You didn't necessarily want to go from the top based on value on FanDuel. Showing here the guys that showed the most value was actually Sean Mania, Nelson Lamette, who had a decent game, but you had to come down to the obvious home run hit Bieber, Shane, that is every week the best pitcher in the MLB. You were safe to look to, and if you got your hitters right or hit on a stack, then you were good to go as we were yesterday. So, looking at this with the Wealthy Fantasy Football, welcome in here as the inside snippet picture of what's going on. This is the sheet. It is here available for the day for you. If you go to wealthyfantasyfootball.com and you go to, as you're seeing here, I'm working on projections, including innings pitched, very important, of course, and the strikeout prop, which will change and update later. These rankings, prioritizing on FanDuel will change. This is an easy site to get started on in daily DFS for MLB, as we have a lot of exciting things going on. Also, finishing out some hockey playoffs, now NBA, and also getting prepared even for season long fantasy football. So these are the results here. You can look at those, but at the menu, if you just arrive on the site, you'll see hopefully the updates for the sports I just mentioned and look at those projections. Now, projections you don't want to take too much weight on either because that's just what they are, projections. There's obviously a floor and a ceiling as well to the results that you can get that vary. So we have to figure out which guys are safe and enough for cash. A pick for today, it's obvious, is Aaron Nola, as he has comparable stats. One of the top five pitchers in MLB this year. So Aaron Nola is your pick, probably, most likely, as long as his value turns out to be good. He's not even 10K on FanDuel. And I am cross-referencing, DraftKings, FanDuel, comparing all the time, updating these because DraftKings lineups will actually come out for you if you enter into the Discord chat area. And that's also found here on wealthyfantasyfootball.com if you find the link to click on, or if you want to go to the free ebook, The Great Process Commandments of Fantasy Football, Sports, and More. So, speaking of that, it takes a lot of patience, a lot of discipline, a lot of time to be able to consistently and safely win in these sports or any sport. So, when looking at these projected lineups, you obviously want to pick out as far as I gave you the main pitcher. As far as the main stacks or lineups here, looking at it didn't turn out so well yesterday, but I expect these teams to bounce back and put up some more runs again, as they have very weak bullpens, and the starters are not going to go very long, is likely not. Even though I do like, as interesting as a slate is, one of the pitchers to maybe get stretched out and play a little bit longer and have an interesting um, result, possibly, is John Means for Baltimore. But you can look at these hitters, see how they line up. You can use this tool, or you can just, like I said, get the lineups, everything being done for you in the Discord. But that's an option. Or, of course, like I mentioned, just to look at the projections for the pitchers, not giving out hitters. The hitters are very volatile in baseball. You never know what you're going to get. So all you can do is try to get some decent mini or full stacks on either site. So I'm just overviewing here some of the data, um, which is not really going to matter too much for Baltimore because they have a guy coming in. It's likely not going to go too many innings. It's going to get taken out. Boston's weakening bullpen is coming in. And I also do like, in addition to Boston and Baltimore today is Cleveland. Cleveland has been very good at giving pitchers a hard time, especially a team like Detroit, as far as one of the worst teams in actually, um, not the pitcher's not able to go very far in the game, so the bullpen is coming out early, and they have a bad bullpen as well. So look for this team to also, create yourself a mini stack or a full stack with Cleveland. It'll be very favorable scenario as well, as I'm getting bit up by mosquitoes early in the morning. But to make sure that instead of like most people do, just work full time, have an hour or two to do this information and data, and having to look it all up on Fangraphs. We're not going to do that now, but you do get a lot of good data here in various places. Making sure to check the weather here. You can see, for example, the weather on roto grinders, the weather and the wind pickup, in which direction and area. Put that factor into later in the day your chosen full or mini stacks, and go from there with your pitchers. For tournaments, obviously it's different in choosing these things and different pitchers and trying to get different and lower ownership and so forth. So we have all that data coming in, using the projections and shaking it up a bit, knowing that those projections also vary in results. So this will help you win daily with wealthy fantasy football and other sports. All right, take care.